सब लोग आओ कथा सुनो। बात कर रहे हैं बस। वो लोग गप्पा मत मारो थोड़ा।
So yesterday we studied about sattva. The sattva. There are 8 types of sattva and 9 external symptoms. Stambha, gharma means like sweating, getting goosebumps, and the like hairs of the body, they stand up. Sensation like getting goosebumps, and that is known as trying, speaking, singing loudly, dancing. So we have been studying about these for the past few days. And dancing is tattva siddhant. So it's hard to understand. You have to listen over and over again, and then you have to remember everything. And people are translating, don't know how will they translate. They have to study English book. Have to read the English bhajan rest there. They're just saying whatever they want.
वहाँ से ऑन कर,
लाइट ऑन कर दो। हाँ, और कर दो, और कर दो। This is a very deep topic. No one will understand. Bhajan वैसे These are not my words, these are words of Gurudev. When the chitta of sadhak has the mood of sattva, and when they surrender,
क्रिया आदि का इसके बारे में बता सब कुछ निर्भर करता है प्राण जब सत्वभाव तदात्म प्राप्त होकर के अपने प्राण के निकट समर्पण करता है।
Everything depends when
विकारयुक्त होकर शरीर में प्रचुर क्षोभ उत्पन्न करता है, स्टिमुलेट करता है, क्योंकि
all the things that are happening, that happen on the pran. Pran means air. Like air, there are 5 elements. Like there are 5 elements in our body.
पंचो वायु रहता है वो
There are 5 types of air, 5 elements, and the air, element air,
क्रिया आदि करके उसके बारे में बता रहे हैं।
how it's functioning, it's explained.
ये सब जरूर धर्म से लिया है।
It has been explained all in Jaiva Dharma.
भक्तिवंत ठाकुर जी बता रहे हैं, नित्य आदि
Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying,
सत्य से उत्पन्न भाव साक्षात क्रिया नहीं करता, बल्कि बुद्धि द्वारा उत्तेजित
so with mind, a person,
बुद्धिपूर्वक का होता है।
they are doing it with their mind, and some are doing it naturally and with their
जैसे
heart.
देखो नृत्य आदि जो है,
Like
ये
dancing, what is dance?
है,
It is
किंतु देखो रोमांच आदि
It is happening with mind and goosebumps and things like those. These are happening naturally in the body. Like for example, dancing. When a person dances,
हृदय में
when they feel happiness and joy in their heart, then they dance.
नृत्य करने से नृत्य के
And
समय उनके हस्त पाद आदि जो है,
and the movements that they're doing in the body,
वो संचालन होते हैं, संचालन होते हैं,
it's
क्रिया
like
आदि करते हैं।
then they perform dance
क्योंकि
when they
उसमें
feel
ताल
happy,
मान रहने से
and they follow the rhythm, follow the
ताल
rhythm.
मान आदि रहने से वो पैर अथवा हाथ आदि जो है अपने आप क्रिया आदि करते हैं। अरे आप सब लोग आओ, सुचित्रा इधर सुनो, सुनता नहीं है। अरे सब देख कर सुनो।
आवाज जा रही है पीछे तक जा रही है माइक।
वो डिस्टरबेंस हो रही है ना, इतना कंप्लीट टॉपिक कर रहे हो।
इसमें क्या क्या बताएं? इसमें कुछ क्रिया आदि जो होता है स्वाभाविक ही होता है और कुछ क्रिया आदि बुद्धिपूर्वक होता है। कुछ क्रिया आदि क्या होता है बुद्धिपूर्वक।
Some activities are natural and some you need to use the intelligence, for example.
हस्तपाद आदि जो संचालन होता है, संचालन भी होता है।
To move your feet, your hands,
कुछ बुद्धिपूर्वक होता है,
sometimes is
स्वाभाविक होता है।
using the intelligence and some is natural, for
के द्वारा
example.
हमारे हाथ अथवा पैर चलता रहता है और कभी कभी उसके बुद्धिपूर्वक करना पड़ता है। बुद्धिपूर्वक जाने
Sometimes you need to use your intelligence, buddhi-purvaka, sometimes it's natural.
और जैसे स्वाभाविक फिर पुनः स्वाभाविक बता रहा है, जैसे ये भाव उत्पन्न
When bhava comes, for example,
क्या बोलते हैं, ये शरीर में जो बाल आदि जो
to horripilation, romancha it's called.
रोंगेटी जो खड़े हो जाते हैं, ये बुद्धिपूर्वक नहीं होगा।
This is not to using intelligence, this is spontaneous from the body.
पसीना आदि निकल
To sweat, for example, this is also not using the,
हाथ पैर तो बुद्धिपूर्वक हो जाता है।
to use your legs and feet, this you need to use your intelligence, but horripilation, no.
कैसे खड़े हो जाएंगे? आप अपने कर लोगे?
You cannot yourself put your hair up,
वो नहीं होगा।
no.
क्या जी? स्वदेव की बात नहीं कर रहे, अब जो भाव उत्पन्न होने पर जो
When bhava comes, the astha-sattvic vicaras, they come.
कैसे होते उसके बारे में बता रहे हैं।
So I'm telling how these astha-sattvic vicaras come, these symptoms of ecstasy.
सात्विक भाव केवल स्तंभ आदि
Like for example, being stunned, all these symptoms, when the heart of the sadhaka is tadatma, one with the sattva-bhava,
प्राण के निकट
stunned, paralisado. So how the prana, the life air, is moving in the body and the activities of the prana in different parts of the body.
प्राण के तरफ जाता है, प्राण वायु जो है वो प्राण के तरफ जाता है।
So for example,
ये समस्त क्रिया आदि
the prana vayu, the life air, is moving in the body, and some activities of the symptom of ecstasy is using the intelligence, buddhi-purvak, and some are natural. For example, dancing, singing, all this is buddhi-purvak.
जैसे आपको जो कीर्तन कर रहे हैं,
For example, if you're
कीर्तन
singing,
आदि सब बुद्धिपूर्वक का होता है,
singing is buddhi-purvak,
अथवा नृत्य आदि
or
बुद्धिपूर्वक का
dancing is also buddhi-purvak. You also use your intelligence.
आपको चला रहे हैं,
Like you need to move your hands, you need to move your legs. So all this is buddhi-purvak, means you use
कहीं
your intelligence.
ये स्वाभाविक भी होता
But sometimes it's also natural. Both can be there. Sometimes it's natural,
है और ये होता है
and sometimes another is natural.
कुछ जो सात्विक भाव
Some sattvik-bhavas, they are not using the intelligence.
स्वाभाविक
Only are natural.
है, समझ में?
Do you
जैसे
understand?
रोंगेटे आदि खड़े हो जाए,
I give an example. Some, for example, horripilation.
थोड़ी कर पाओगे।
You cannot use the intelligence. This is natural.
वो जब
Hair standing on end.
और ये प्राण के जब
So when
समर्पित हो जाए
when this sattvik-bhava surrenders to the life air, automatically this becomes natural.
जैसे पसीना
For example, to sweat.
टपक है ऐसे
You understand?
कथा आदि श्रवण कीर्तन आदि में जो
When you hear Harikatha and you start sweating, this is not buddhi-purvaka, this is not something, it goes in your intelligence. This sattvik-bhava affects the life air, and then this is natural.
देखो प्राण विकार युक्त शरीर में प्रचुर क्षोभ उत्पन्न करता है
So the body is stimulated by the sattvic-vikar, and then the body becomes, for example, stunned.
ये भी बुद्धि प्रभाव हो सकता है
This, to be stunned, can also be buddhi-purvaka, using the intelligence. Can be.
सबसे उत्पन्न भाव साक्षात क्रिया नहीं करता बल्कि बुद्धि द्वारा उत्तेजित होकर क्रिया करता है परंतु स्तंभ आदि बुद्धि के अपेक्षा न कर सात्विक भाव साक्षात क्रिया करता है इसलिए अनुभाव और सात्विक भाव को पृथक पृथक माना जाता है 8 प्रकार के सात्विक
There are 8 kinds of sattvic-bhava.
कितने
13 anubhavas.
अनुभाव जो होता है 13 प्रकार के होता है
Not 13?
33 होता है ना
Sanchari bhava.
संचारी भाव होता है
So there are 33 kinds of sanchari bhava, also called vyabhichari bhava, and 8 kinds of sattvic bhava.
मिट्टी जल अग्नि वायु आकाश इसके साथ पंचभूत के रूप में अवस्थित रहता है
So how the
कभी स्वर प्रधान
bhava
होकर
manifests in the 5 elements.
जीव के शरीर में विचरण करता है ये समस्त क्रिया आदि जो है शक्ति विकार कैसे होता है
In some conditions, the life air becomes present as the 5th element together with other 4 elements of earth, water, fire, and sky. Page 232, Bhajana Rahasya, chapter 6.
संचारी भाव होता है
There are 33 kinds of sanchari bhavas, but
जो अशांति विकार कुछ क्रिया
the Ashta Sattvic
संचारी भाव
bhavas,
लिया गया
some activities are taken as sanchari bhava.
संचारी भाव व्यभिचारी भाव
It's called sanchari bhava or vyabhichari bhava.
कहा जाता है विधि पूर्वक जड़ धातु घन प्रत्यार से उसके व्यभिचार करता है अर्थात वो
What is the
क्रिया
meaning
के
of
स्वाभाविक रूप में
sanchari bhava?
अनुभव आदि के द्वारा वो प्रकाश आदि करते हैं
It's manifesting. Sorry, again? क्या बताया गुरुदेव? व्यभिचारी bhava?
इसलिए देखो यहाँ पर क्या है जिस समय वह भूमिस्थ होता है अर्थात प्राण जब भूमिस्थ हो जाता है स्तंभ होता है
Okay.
भूमि के स्पर्श करने पर वो स्तंभ में
So
स्थिर हो
the
जाता
life air is touching the
है ये सब टेक्निकल वर्ड
bhumi, the earth, so the person becomes stunned. You try to understand this. Otherwise, if you don't understand this, continue hearing. Again and again, hearing,
तब समझ में आएगा
then you understand.
उच्च कोटि की कथा है ना
This Harikatha is very high class. This is not low class Harikatha. This is very high class.
ये भक्ति रसामृत
Another
सिंधु
point.
अध्ययन करना पड़ेगा
You have to study Bhakta Rasamrita Sindhu, then you can understand.
तथापि मैं बता रहा हूँ
Still, I'm telling you about this.
कि भक्ति रसामृत सिंधु जब तक नहीं
Because
पढ़े
if you don't study Bhakta Rasamrita Sindhu, you won't be able to understand.
ये बार बार पढ़ते पढ़ते
Again and again, you have to read, then you can
इतना ही
understand.
समझने के प्रयास
Try to understand.
ये देखो जब प्राण वायु जब
When the
भूमि के
pran,
आश्रय
life
करता
air,
है,
comes in contact with the
उस
earth
समय जो
element,
अशांति विकार होता है
so the Asta Vikar,
उसकी कार्य
transformation of ecstasy that is coming, is the stambha.
स्तंभों में क्या होता है
Stambha means stunned, becoming stunned, inertness.
जड़वत हो जाता है ना
Inertness.
इधर ना उधर हिलता है ना उधर
Inertness.
जैसे मैंने उस दिन मैंने
238, the page of Bhajana Rahasya in English.
इंद्रप्रस्थ के रहने वाली
Like, for example, I told that story
के विवाह को
of,
कहाँ आई
Indraparsatha, who had gotten married in Braj. Text
और
5.
वृंदावन की धूलि
Text 5, Bhajana Rahasya in English, 6th chapter.
उत्पन्न होने लगी
So she came in Braj and Prema came in her heart, and symptoms of ecstasy came in her heart, this lady who got married in Vrindavan. She got stunned, she was stunned, inertness, inert.
अलौकिक क्षमता है
This is the power of the dust of Vrindavan. If you don't have offense,
ये शक्ति विकार
then
और
this
प्रेम आदि विकार कर देते हैं
Asta Sattva-vikar comes if you don't have offense.
समझ
Do you understand?
वृंदावन तक कितने बार गए?
How many times have you been to Vrindavan? Something happened to you?
स्तंभ हो जाएगा।
Have
बुद्धि पर पैर रखने के
just
साथ
touching
ही
the
साथ
foot dust
आप
immediately.
एक कदम आगे भी नहीं
You cannot even give one step further because you become
ऐसे
inert.
लगेगा किसी ने आपको
Looks like that someone
हिप्नोटाइज कर दिया,
has hypnotized you
ऐसे लगेगा। मैं बिल्कुल जड़वत हो जाएगा।
completely inert.
उसी प्रकार यहाँ पर भी कार्य है।
So
देखो
in the same way we see here.
अम्बल के दो सारे। जल जब प्राण वायु जल के जब आश्रय करते हैं हमारे शरीर में जो 5 तत्व जुड़ते हैं
So when it takes shelter of water,
आकाश,
because there are 5 elements in our body: earth, ether,
आश्रय करने से क्या हो जाता है?
water, you know. So when the
जल के
pran
आश्रय करने
comes
से
in shelter of water, tears manifest as a symptom of ecstasy.
प्राण
Tears
वायु
come.
जिसको जिसके साथ
So depending on
संयोग हो
where
गया,
the life air is coming in contact with each
वही
element,
क्रिया आदि होती है।
that activity will come depending on which
तो सरल है,
element the pran is coming. This is so easy. Why can't you understand this? This is so easy. We don't even know prana vayu.
बुद्धि में दूसरी चिंता करो तो यह
You're thinking something about something else, that's why you cannot
जल का
remember.
आश्रय करने से
So when it takes shelter of the water, tears come as symptom of ecstasy.
दो प्रकार के आश्रय देते हैं।
So there are 2 kinds of tears: tears of separation and tears of meeting.
विरह के जो
The tears of separation are
गरम
hot.
पंडित है
You're all panditas, huh?
और जब आनंद के असुर क्या
And
होता
the
है?
tears of happiness are cold.
सरल है ना?
This is simple, huh, to understand.
तेज से
Okay,
जब
when the pran, life air, takes shelter of the fire in the body,
आश्रय कर लेते हैं तब वो शरीर क्या होता है? वैवर्ण हो जाता है, रंग बदल जाता
so what happens? Swayed,
है, आप बिल्कुल गोरी हो जाओगे।
or bodily color change. You become white, you become yellow. It's a symptom of ecstasy.
श्याम वर्ण हो जाएगा,
Otherwise, sham varna, like dark color.
है ना?
So when the pran is in contact with the fire, sweating comes, perspiration, and change in bodily color. That's why the Westerners,
क्या बोलते हैं? संबत
they like a sunbath
संबत करते हैं ना?
to get tan.
वो क्या बोले? धूप में जाकर के
They go under the sun
बस सो
and they want to sleep under the sun.
कपड़ा खोल करके
They open their clothes,
हम बात होते हैं ना,
you know, they want to get a sunbath
क्योंकि सूर्य के रश्मि
because the rays of the sun,
पर
when it comes in on the skin,
रंग बदलते
the body color changes.
हैं। हम लोग
So
गोरा
the
होना
Westerners,
चाहते
what
हैं,
we want to become white, Indians want to become white,
हमें क्या होना चाहिए?
but the white people, Westerners, they want to become a little bit dark. They get one that bronze, you know, from the
धूप है ही नहीं।
tan. They want a tan.
बोलते हैं ना, sunny days के उसने इतने एक उत्सव मनाते हैं,
In the Western countries,
हैं?
Western countries,
Western countries।
in the Western countries, when there is a sunny day, like especially in cold countries, they are so happy.
उदय होता है,
When there is a sun, everyone becomes so happy.
ऐसे दिन आना तो बहुत कठिन होता
It's very hard to get a sunny day.
है। इंग्लैंड में तो चमक
In England, it's only for a moment. Maybe for 15 minutes the sun comes, then the clouds come and cover everything. Clouds come. Clouds cover the sky in England every time the weather is changing.
देखा तो सानी
After 1 hour, you see the sun, and then suddenly so many clouds come. Starts rain, and sometimes even the
स्नोफॉल भी होता
snow falling in England.
है। भारतवर्ष में जैसे इधर तो इतना
India, it's not like this so much.
है, इधर तो 6 प्रकार ऋतु चलते रहती है।
Here there are all the six seasons are present here in India.
तो जो भावना जो है
So this transcendental bhav in the spiritual world,
शरीर में ये समस्त साधक के हृदय में होने से
when it comes to the body of the sadhaka, these are the transformations that takes place in the body of the sadhaka. I'm telling you, everything depends on where the prana vayu, the life air, is taking shelter of which element of the body. We do remember this.
मिट्टी के ऊपर
So when it takes shelter of the earth, the devotee becomes stunned, not moving. When it takes shelter of the water, the devotee cries. When it takes shelter of the fire, then
विवरण वही वर्ण हो जाता है।
and also Sweda also, no? Sweda and
सीधा आता है। हाँ, दोनों आते हैं। वही विवरण
two come. Swed means perspiration, sweating,
धर्म बिंदु।
and also changing of the color of the skin.
आकाश के आश्रित होने
So when it takes shelter of the akash, means of the ether
के जो आश्रय
space, then what happens? The devotee faints.
मूर्छा हो जाती
the devotee faints.
जगत में एक्चुअल होता है इसमें मृत्यु का शब्द आता है।
Actually, sometimes the word is used mrityu, death, but in that world there's no death. So what happens is just that the devotee faints.
और इसलिए आत्मा की मृत्यु नहीं है,
The soul never dies.
आत्मा के जन्म नहीं है, मृत्यु नहीं है।
The soul has no birth, no death. So when you say mrityu here, it's not actually really dying, because in the spiritual world it doesn't exist. It's just faint, passing out.
इस प्रकार सप्रधान अर्थात वायु के आश्रित होता है तो मंद मध्य तीव्र भेद से रोमांच कंप और स्वर भेद प्रकाशित होता है। गले के स्वर जो है अलग हो जाता है।
When it consists predominantly of itself, or in other words, when it takes shelter of the element air, so life air with the contact with air element.
कितने स्वर है?
So how many swars, how many notes in the harmonium? She's saying 7 main and some. Actually, there are 5 notes.
दो के एक्स्ट्रा लिया जाता है।
But in the harmonium, how many? 5 notes and 2 extra. 5 notes in the harmonium, 2 extra.
जैसे कहते हैं सा रे
For example, sa re ga ma. These are actually the 5 notes. Sa re ga ma. Pa. Da ni sa.
धा पा। उल्टा कीजिए।
Aro,
इसके क्या बोलते हैं?
aro, avro. Aro सीधा हो गया, avro उल्टा.
अनुलोम और विलोम होता है।
So in Sanskrit, there's expression anulam, bilom, means ascending and descending. Ascending, descending.
अनुलोम होता है। फिर
Like for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know, like going up and down.
ये सब बहुत कथा है।
So many kathas are there.
अनुलोम और विलोम में आता है।
Anulam and vilom.
तरफ जा रहे फिर घूम कर।
For example, go to one side and then come back.
हारमोनियम कौन-कौन बजाता है?
Who plays the harmonium here?
थोड़ा-थोड़ा बजाए ना।
You play a little bit the harmonium. You play, right?
आरोह अवरोह तो स्वर को ऊंचा करना।
So anuro means you from grave to low to high pitch.
विलोम एक तरफ के जाना,
Anulam, vilom.
फिर दूसरी तरफ से
So going up,
समुद्र की लहरें गिरती
grave to
फिर
high pitch, and then high to grave. Just like the waves of the ocean, going and coming back.
सब जानते हो।
You know everything.
बजाते नहीं।
I don't play the harmonium, so I don't know.
इसलिए कहते हैं मंद मध्य तीव्र भेद से
So when the life air takes shelter of the air, horripilation comes, hair standing on end, trembling, faltering of the voice
में जो है
also manifests.
वायु की प्राण वायु की जो है जो क्रिया आदि करते रहते हैं। कभी प्राण वायु जो
So
है
sometimes the prana vayu
अधिक रूप में वो क्रिया आदि होते हैं।
manifests a lot of activity. So we have vayu air in our body.
वायु को भी उच्च के तरफ
The air sometimes go up, sometimes down.
उच्च के ऊपर की तरफ वायु शरीर
So
जाने
when
से
the
क्या
air
होता
goes up in the body, the person has a disease. Both is vayu rog, disease of the air in the body.
है? उच्च के तरफ जड़े
If the air goes up on your head,
गर्म हो जाता
then you become with a head
है। नहीं आएगी।
very hot,
तेल लगाना पड़ेगा।
and you cannot sleep, and then you have to put oil on your head.
नवरत्न को तेल लगाना। हाँ, लगा तो फिर इसमें सर्दी आ गई ना।
But then sometimes the cold comes. So they put this Navaratna oil. So this oil makes your body cool.
बहुत सुंदर सुंदर कथा है, किंतु कोई समझो तो अच्छा ही है।
So if you understand this high class katha, it's good. If you don't understand, just keep listening.
मंद मध्य तीव्र भेद से रोमांच कंप और स्वर भेद प्रकाशित होता है। अच्छा, हर्ष भय आश्चर्य विषाद
Stambha is a state in which one becomes inert.
ग्लानि आदि इसके कारण वाक आदि रहित जड़ता को स्तंभ कहते हैं।
Stambha is a state in which one becomes inert,
शब्द निकालता
and it arises from jubilation, fear, astonishment, dejection, regret, anger, and depression.
क्या क्या होता
What happens in stambha, inertness? The body doesn't move. So sometimes comes from jubilation, fear, astonishment,
है? मेरे जीवन
regret. You're like, oh, my life was useless. I didn't do any bhajan in my life. Anger. Why the person feels anger?
अभिष्ट वस्तु प्राप्ति नहीं हो रहा है।
Because the devotee is not attaining what he wants. So the person becomes angry.
क्रोध होता है।
The real devotees, they have anger
किस लिए क्रोध आता है?
Why do they have anger?
हाय मैं तो कुछ
Oh, I have
भजन नहीं किया,
not done bhajan.
है, मुझे कृपा नहीं की।
God didn't give me mercy.
क्रोध आ जाता
And then the devotee feels angry.
है, किंतु वो क्रोध
But that anger,
मनुष्य के स्वाभाविक रूप के क्रोध किस लिए आता है?
generally normal people, they feel anger from tamoguna. But the high devotees, they feel anger not from tamoguna, mode of ignorance.
समझ में?
Do you understand?
दोनों के क्रोध आ रहे हैं।
Both feel anger. Who?
एक भक्त के क्रोध आता है
One
और
devotee
एक
feels
अभक्त
anger,
के क्रोध आता
and the non-devotees also.
है। अभक्त जो है
The non-devotee feels anger. Why?
भोग में जहाँ पर
Because there is a bada,
obstacles आ जाते
obstacle for enjoyment. Then the person feels
हैं, बच्चे
angry.
भी क्रोध आ जाता है।
Anger. For example, a kid.
आग को पकड़ना
A
चाहता
child wants to touch the
है।
fire,
माँ जब उसका हाथ
and the mother is taking his
हटा
hand
देते
out
हैं,
of the
हटा
fire,
देते हैं, देखो वो भी माँ को क्या करते हैं?
and the kid will slap his own mom. No, I want the fire.
क्रोध जड़ जगत में क्रोध
So
किस लिए आता है?
in this material world, why people feel
अपनी इच्छा पूर्ति नहीं।
angry?
मैं जो चाहता हूँ वो नहीं होता।
Like whatever I want is not being fulfilled.
भक्त जो उच्च कोटि के भक्त
But the
के लिए
high
क्रोध आता है,
devotees, when they feel anger, why do they feel angry?
मैंने भगवान को प्राप्त
Oh my, I haven't attained to God, I haven't gotten his darshan. So the person also feels angry.
भजन में जहाँ पर बाधा
So whenever there's an obstacle for the bhajan, the person feels anger.
है, एक भक्त के क्रोध आना
So
और
the
एक
anger of a devotee and the anger of a non-devotee, there's a difference between this.
ये समझना चाहिए।
Try to understand it.
देखो यहाँ पर कह रहे हैं
So here it's saying that,
क्रोध ग्लानि।
so
ग्लानि किसको कहते हैं?
what is glani? Means he regrets.
ग्लानि इसलिए आता है,
Regrets.
हाय हाय मैं तो कोई भजन साधन नहीं किया।
Oh, I haven't done any bhajan and sadhana in my life.
को जो है
In my life,
पाप कर दिया।
I have done so many sinful activities.
सदा पापे रतो नहीं को पुण्य। अथवा मैंने वैष्णव की कभी कुछ बोल दिया इसलिए भगवान हमारे पर कृपा नहीं कर रहे।
I've done something against the devotees, that's why God didn't give me mercy. Fire on me.
वास्तव से कुछ नहीं है।
Actually, nothing happens. There's no offense, nothing. But the devotee considers himself as an offender and is regretting, oh my.
इसलिए कहते हैं देखो हर्ष अभिष्ट वस्तु प्राप्ति होने पर
So,
आनंद होता है।
jubilation, harsha jubilation comes from when you get what you want.
अर्थात राधा कृष्ण के दर्शन करके हृदय
Or when you have the darshan of Radha Krishna, then the devotee feels so much bliss. Sometimes Bhagavan,
क्या करते हैं?
what does he do with these high-class devotees? For a moment only, God gives darshan for a very quick time.
करके वो आनंद हो।
Having darshan, the devotee feels harsha, which means bliss.
दर्शन करके हमारे
Just like when you see your beloved, you feel happiness in your heart. In the same way,
भगवान के दर्शन करके
the devotee gives darshan to the God gives darshan to the devotee, and the devotee feels bliss and so happy.
देखो साथ ही साथ विपरीत शब्द है।
You know, at the same time, so at the same time, he feels happiness and anger, opposite at the same time. Why? Because
क्या बोले आंखों से जब
when Bhagavan disappears from his eyesight,
ओझल जाते हैं,
when Bhagavan disappears from his eyesight,
तब वो
the devotee becomes so upset,
अथवा आंखों से आंसू आ गए।
and he starts crying and crying.
आंखों से आंसू आने से
Crying.
भगवत दर्शन में क्या होता है?
Actually, but your tears are also an obstacle for you to see Krishna.
दर्शन करते करते साक्षात भगवान उनको दर्शन दे रहे हैं।
So, for example, the devotee has the direct darshan of
दर्शन करके
Bhagavan, and the devotee feels so happy seeing God.
आनंद के अश्रु
So the tears of happiness by seeing God
दर्शन करने का
doesn't allow the devotee to see God. The tears are an obstacle in itself. And the devotee also regrets and becomes upset. I haven't done any bhajan, that's why God
आंख से वो
has disappeared from my eyesight.
आज जैसे कृष्ण
Just like, for example, Krishna,
मथुरा जब चले
he left and from Vrindavan and went to Mathura.
गोपियां सब
All
कृष्ण के
the
दर्शन
gopis, they wanted to see Krishna.
और फिर जब कृष्ण बहुत दूर चले गए और
The
दिखाई
gopis were seeing Krishna leaving. And when Krishna finally left in the horizon, going away, after some time, gopis couldn't see anything anymore because he disappeared in the horizon. So when they couldn't see him anymore, the gopis, they fainted, they passed out.
इसलिए वो कहे बिजली के भांति सारे गोपियां
All like a lightning, all of them just fell on the floor. That's why there's a village called Bijuwari. What is the name? Bijuwari. Have you been there?
हाँ
You have been?
बिजवारी गांव है
He's in the village Bijuwari Gaon. Bijuwari means bijli. Bijli means lightning. Because the Gopis, after Krishna disappeared from their eyesight, all of them fainted and fell on the floor, on the ground. So, in remembrance of this pastime, the great grandson of Krishna, called Vajranab, established that village. The name of the village is Bijuwari.
इसलिए करें जब हमारे आंखों से जब ओझल जाए
So when Krishna disappears from our eyesight, or when you can't see him properly because of tears, for example, like Srimati Radhhika says, when I see Krishna, two things are great obstacles: my tears and my eagerness to serve him. I don't even know what to do when I see him. So when Krishna comes close, I feel so much happiness seeing him. I start crying and crying. Srimati Radhhika says, "Oh, my friend, it's so beautiful, this kirtan." Srimati Radhhika is singing. For a long time I haven't seen my Krishna. For me, he's like blanket in the winter. Vidyapati Chandidas, they wrote this high-class kirtan. Srimati Radhhika herself is saying, this is one of the verses from the Vaishnavas, one poem. If someone will take the anchal, means end of the veil of the sari, those who wear sari, they understand what is anchal. Do you have anchal? Anchal bhar means if somebody gives a lot of jewels to me, filling their anchal, their end of the sari, and saying, "Oh, give you Govinda for 2 days and I'll give all these jewels." No, I wouldn't give. Even if they would offer me a lot of jewels, I wouldn't give my Govinda. Our Govinda for me, how he's like, he's just like. So what do you like the most when in the winter season? You know, you like a blanket. Nowadays people will use a sleeping bag. Nowadays they use the sweater, not the cloth on top. Isn't it before like chadar or something like that, no? But now they wear like sweater, jacket. But the Brajavasis, they wear like a chadar. It's a shawl. Okay, so nowadays people don't even wear shawls. They wear like jackets and these kind of sweaters. So in the winter time, you like a blanket, whatever, to make you hot, warm. This is the most dear thing for you in the winter. If you say, "Give me your blanket, give me your jacket," what would you give if you're feeling cold? Who would give? No one would give. You even you hold it tighter even if someone asks. One time, the sun and the moon, Surya and Chandra, both they were fighting to each other. Who is the best, Surya or Chandra? Both came. So both demigods came to Brahmaji. This is a story from the Puranas, very beautiful story. Who is the best, the sun or the moon? Brahmaji told, "Okay, do one thing. One person is going, it was winter time, going, wearing the shawl or like a jacket." Brahmaji told both sun and moon, open the jacket of that person. How to open? So there was so much wind. Now the Vayu-deva, the wind came, and strong wind, and the wind makes everything cold, and the person was even holding tighter to his jacket or shawl, you know. So the wind couldn't open up the jacket of that person. So Brahma told, "Okay, Surya, open the jacket of that person."
सूर्य इतने ताप
So Surya was giving a lot of heat,
वो व्यक्ति
sun,
अपने आप
and the person naturally left that jacket.
है ये बात ऐसे ही है तो कौन श्रेष्ठ हो गया
So who is best?
सूर्य श्रेष्ठ
The Surya, sun is best, is better.
ये दिखा उपनिषद में ऐसे अनेक
Some stories like this in the Upanishads.
हैं आज तो सूर्य में ताप है ना
So Surya has this heat, warmth,
हाँ
the sun.
अच्छा चलो यहाँ पर भी कहा है हर्ष भय और क्रोध आदि के कारण शरीर के आर्द्रता और पसीने से खेद ये सेद कहती है सेद बिंदु आ जाता है
So the perspiration arises from jubilation, fear, anger, etc.
उत्साह आदि एवं भय से शरीर
When the
का
bodily hairs stand on end, the condition is known as Romancha,
उसे रोमांच
and it arises from astonishment, jubilation, enthusiasm, and fear. Faltering of the voice arises from despair, wonder, anger, jubilation, and fear.
स्वरभेद हो जाता है स्वरभेद माने बोलने का जो स्वर वो
Swarbhed means faltering of the voice.
कभी उच्च स्वर से बोलते हैं
Sometimes the person speaks very loudly, sometimes low.
थ्रोट क्या बिल्कुल चुप हो गया
The throat becomes completely choked. The voice doesn't come.
हर्ष विषाद आदि के द्वारा आंखों से जल निकालता है उसके उसको कहते हैं आनंद के आंस यहीं पर लिखा है
So here saying,
आनंद के अश्रु
tears of joy are cool,
तथा क्रोध
whereas tears of anger and so forth are warm.
सुख और दुख द्वारा
Cessation of all action, loss of consciousness, becoming motionless and falling to the ground are called prolai. Proloy,
मिट्टी पर
falling to the ground.
सात्विक भाव सत्व के
The sattvic bhavas manifest
आत्म के अनुसार
in 5 stages of intensity according to the progressive gradation of sattva: smoldering, domaita, flaming, jalita, burning, dipta, brightly burning, udipta, and blazing, sudipta.
केवल प्रकाश होने
So I told,
एक
when only one bhav manifests,
प्रकाश होने से
one sattvic bhav, one symptom of ecstasy, this stage is called domaita, smoldering.